Good evening, Tom, if that's you. How are you doing? Yeah, Mike should be joining me very soon. Hopefully. It's not going to be the case of me being the only commentator tonight, but we shall see. I'm in his party, so he should be just able to join. I've sent him an invite to the lobby as well. So, have to see how we get on. And there's a brilliant new commentator that I have to pronounce a name of. Fantastic. Vipes is his name. Brilliant. Right. When he joins, time to start us end up. Yeah, I will do, Tom. Hopefully he just hasn't left me in the lurch. I know for Division 5 one time this season he joined about 5 minutes into qualifying, which is not ideal, but you never know. We might just have to cope as it is, I think. Yeah, and I will send you the link, Tom, don't worry whatsoever. I think as soon as we're set up on your end, to be honest, we can go unless Mike decides to join in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We can just go into the introduction and whatever else. But hopefully he does join. Hopefully he's not left me in the lurch, because he has said he's going to be here. But we'll have to wait and see. And to anybody else that might be tuning in, yes, I am speaking to myself currently. And hopefully we're going to have a good race. It is TTML round 8 of Division 1. Mr. McGinley at the Challenger Series tonight. Lucky so-and-so. Right. I'm going to just briefly go on a blue screen, Tom. I'm going to give him another invite. I'm going to restart this party up as well. Hopefully it's the case. He'll be able to join up very soon. Oh, and Amazing Hour must have also renewed as PSN Plus as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And no medium pilot here tonight either, so that should be quite interesting. Let's have a look. Just going to leave this party and set another one up, just in case he's missed this notification and doesn't realise that I'm just been sitting here for the last 15 minutes. I'll just jump. There we go. He's got 2 invites off me, so he's not short on them at least. But, oh. Get standings up. I am ready to go when you are as well, Tom. I think we should get the show on the road. Hopefully Mike does join. If not, it'll just be me by myself tonight, which is not too bad. But anyways, with that being said, let's get this underway. 10 seconds. Good evening everyone and welcome to TTML. We are here for Division 1 action. It is Season 2, Round 8 of the Championship as we take in the Singaporean Grand Prix from the Marina Bay Street Circuit. As you can tell, I am not an Irishman nor an Englishman either. Well, I am an Englishman. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream. Kieran McGinley, as you can tell, is not here tonight. He is doing the F1 Challenger Series, the lucky so-and-so. So I am meant to be joined, or I was meant to be joined by Luke Etheridge. He is ill tonight. I am meant to be joined, though, by Michael Edwards, who is going to be taking you through the action as my co-commentator. Not sure where he is at the minute. Hopefully he'll be able to join very soon indeed. And hopefully we'll be able to have a really good stream, I'm sure, nonetheless. No hot lap for you here tonight as well. Tom has been stowed under, I think, at work, and he is here, of course, doing the graphics as always. So, let's have a look then at what happened last week in review of the top 3. Amazing Hour took the win. Twitch Lemon in second and Combi in third. A little bit of a mixed up grid, to be honest, last week in Belgium, where Medium Pilot didn't attend, M Short didn't attend, and really, all of those guys towards the bottom end of the field really got a good haul of points. What does that do to the championship standings, I hear you ask? It's Perpetuum, who now leads the championship on 140 points, with Medium Pilot in second on 135, Killer Blue in third on 95 points, with M Short in fourth on 76, Twitch Lemon also tied on fourth on 76, with Matthias in fifth. Matthias in 6th, on 75, Amadi in 7th on 74, Chapelelli in 8th on 60, Varkey in 9th on 58, and Amazing Hour, who's really came alive, I think, the last couple of races since he joined the league, in 10th on 57 points. Looking down the rest of the field, Cagini not making it here in 11th on 51, Venom in 12th on 50, with Combi in 13th on 40, Recon in 14th on 38, Carlsbury in 15th on 36, Quicksilver in 16th on 33, Cohen in 17th on 26, Legend in 18th on 25, Yaram in 19th on 15, and XL Harley in 20th on 13 points. What does that do to the constructor standings as well, I hear you ask? Well, Mercedes do lead on 185 points, from AlphaTauri in second on 149, Red Bull in third on 127, Alfa Romeo in fourth on 117, Haas in fifth on 99, with McLaren in sixth on 86, Williams in seventh on 82, Renault in eighth on 76, Racing Point in ninth on 70, and Ferrari in 10th on 36 points. And that is the order of the day, really, as it comes to the drivers and the constructors' standings. And we are pretty much going to get underway. I think we might delay the start by about 5 minutes. We have got a lack of attendees, it seems, here tonight within the lobby so far. There's only 9 drivers here, so we might hold off on a little bit of a start. But what we can run you through, of course, is the merchandise, because I know it is Christmas coming up, and I know that people are out there looking for their presents from us here at TTG. Well, of course, we have you covered in terms of the merchandise, and I will get that up in just a second. It's probably on your screen right now. Of course, you can go to Stick'em Up Store, stickemup.store/TTG Esports if you want to have a look at all the fancy merchandise. There's blue, there's red and white, Sunderland winning currently at the minute as well, so I might have to get one of them. And of course, they've got vinyls and everything like that. And hopefully, Mike will be joining us very soon indeed, to be my co-commentator here tonight, of course. But it is fantastic, I think, that we do have that merchandise. Stickemup.store/TTG Esports is the link. It is also within the Discord as well if you do want to have a look at that. And it comes, of course, in blue and red and white. It is really nice indeed. There's hoodies, there's caps, there's logos, you name it. Go and buy some. I've told you now, go and buy some. Anyways, we do have 2 new drivers as well here tonight that I'm going to take a little bit more focus on. Both in the Ferrari, it seems, the 2 Greeks. We've got Vipes and we've got Spyrus Virus, who was a real name back in the day who I used to commentate on. It's great to see him back. I took over a league many moons ago now called TFRL, a very small league, and Spyrus Virus was part of that. And really good to see him within Division 1 here in TTML. It's weird how paths align, isn't it, I think? And it's good to see, I think, how he's going to get on, and certainly how Vipers is going to get on with us being with them being the 2 new drivers, of course, here tonight. Just a bit concerned by Vipers' connection as shown on my end currently. But As you can tell on Twitter as well, I do not have Kieran McGinley alongside me in the commentary box. I think that somebody in the Twitter stratosphere is now going to have to change that tweet that's just got out, because it is just me currently by myself. As I say, Mike Edwards is due to join me in the commentary box. Hopefully he hasn't had a power cut or anything like that. And hopefully he hasn't forgot that he's commentating at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night instead of 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. 2 different days, of course. And let's have a look then at the track in question. Of course, we've got our formal track introduction that we'll do for you as always. But let's have a look at the track map in question. 18 minutes worth of qualifying with a 31 lap race. Dynamic weather. You can expect rain around here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. 5 kilometres in length, 156.9 kilometres race distance. And of course, this first Grand Prix was held here in 2008. Renault Gate, as we like to say in Formula 1, with Piquet spinning out. Alonso obviously getting the win there in Singapore, and that was the birth, really, of Singapore as it was. Remember, just a couple of years ago, we had that three-way crash for Verstappen, Vettel and Raikkonen coming together down towards Turn 1. I don't think we'll see scenes like that here tonight within TTML, but you never know what you can expect here in Formula 1. You never know what you can expect, of course, within motor racing. But as I say, we have got a little bit of a delayed start, just because there's not many drivers here, I think. Hopefully we'll be able to get a few more drivers in, but in the meantime, I'm going to take a look at the comment section for the first time and see how you guys are doing on this fine Tuesday evening here for the Singaporean Grand Prix. And you can tell Amazing Hour is already in the comment section there. Good to see him here. And Amazing Hour, of course, will be hoping to try and take the top spot and try and beat Papetum at his own game. Of course, Papetum did have a bit of a disastrous result last week. Amazing Hour winning the race, of course, last time out in Belgium. And hopefully we'll get to see some really good action out on track. Let's go for what seriously feels like an endurance race. Yeah, it does feel like an endurance race. Trust me when I say this. It's going to be longer than Belgium. We had about a 39-minute race, I think, in Belgium. We're going to be looking towards an hour, I think, in terms of the action out on track tonight. And hopefully we're going to see some really good action out on track. It is quite a tight twisting circuit. There are 23 turns around this circuit, and honestly, it is one of the most difficult to drive, I think, as a driver. There are plenty of points where you can invalidate your lap. There's plenty of points as well where you can hit the wall. Nearly as tight as Monaco, I would expect, for these guys out on track tonight. Of course, Monaco not on our calendar this season. And remember, after we come tonight, we have the final race before our Christmas break. Japan, obviously, next week. And then we've got Mexico and Abu Dhabi rounding off the season in what's promising to be a really good season. Noisy Gamer coming in as well there. You have the privilege of having me in the commentary box for Division 2 as well, my friend. And he's going to be debuting there in Division 2, which I look forward to seeing, of course, on Thursday night at 8 o'clock UK time. And, of course, if you're tuning in from anywhere around the world or anywhere around in Europe, I will get my words out eventually. Welcome. Welcome to my world. It is a very quiet commentary box, if I've got to be honest, here tonight. It is just only myself, it seems, tonight for TTML Division 1. But Kieran McGinley, I think, is going to be joining me next week once again. The F1 Challenger Series, of course, going on at this moment in time. Good luck to everyone, of course, that is competing here and indeed in that. And a big happy birthday to Mr. Andy Campbell as well. It's Andy's birthday. I'm not going to tell you how old he is. I think if he's tuning into the stream, I don't think he wants me to tell you how old he is, to be honest. But it is a very happy birthday from us, from our former head commentator here, from one head commentator to another, Andy Campbell. I hope you're having a really good birthday. And what tops it off even better than watching TTML Division 1 action? And we are about to count down. There's 10 seconds left here within the lobby, and we are going to get into qualifying, of course, which means I need to get onto my haunches and get up the official track introduction that Tom has provided us, of course, to take you through the action out on track. New feature coming at the end of the race as well. We'll have the top 3 for you as done after the race, of course, with the race results still pending, of course, with the divisions. We'll have to wait and see. But under the bright night lights here in Singapore, it is now time to start qualifying. Well, welcome along to Singapore It is Division 1, it's round 8 of the Championship of Season 2 for the Singaporean Grand Prix as we take in the Marina Bay Street Circuit from Singapore. As you can see, the tyre compounds available are the C2, C3, C4 and C5 compound of tyres, the softs, the mediums and the hards, and their fastest, balanced and long-lasting tyres, of course, depending on the track. Myself and Mike Edwards will be taking you through the action. Mike not here, so it's just me currently. But let's take you through then this track in question. 23 turns out on track, 5 kilometres in length, a very tight-knit street circuit, and 2 DRS zones out on track, 1 down the start-finish straight, 1 down towards turn 13, and also 1 down towards turn 7. So there's 3 DRS zones out on track. It is going to be a real high-speed circuit, and as we go in towards qualifying, throw everything I've just said pretty much out the window because it is raining here in qualifying, and it's going to be fascinating, I think, to see how these guys are going to get on. Yeah, Romeo is coming out the pit lane first, which is, of course, Amazing Hour. Amazing Hour is going to be joining us out on track very shortly indeed. You can see the full intermediate compound of tyre on that car, the green wall tyre. If it was full wet, of course, it would be the blue compound of tyre. Amazing Hour, remember, won last time out in Belgium. And he'd be hoping to try and make it 2 in a row since debuting here in TTML. Made his debut, I think, in France just 4 rounds ago from now till then. And Amazing Hour is first out on track. Let me run you through as well, if you are just tuning into the stream, the standings coming into tonight as well. Perpetuum leading on 140 points, Medium Pilot in second on 135, Killer Blue in third on 95 points. May stress that Medium Pilot is not here. Killer Blue and Perpetuum are. It's going to be fascinating to see how these guys are going to get on out on track. And with that being said, let me get back up the UI interface and let's get all the telemetry and the lap data up. It is going to be pretty loud trying to commentate, if I've got to be honest. Normally have a co-commentator alongside me, so don't expect me. I'm going to be absolutely screaming by halfway. So come across the Anderson Bridge, Amazing Hour first out on track, as you can tell, and he is saving up as much ERS as possible. I don't think we'll see the full ERS usage, to be honest, out on track, but it's going to be fascinating to see how, of course, Amazing Hour gets on. Just trying to see who is behind him out on track. Legend out there on a lap, Armour D out there on a lap as well. Killer Blue just coming through the hairpin there through turn 11. Venom, Spirus, Virus and Vipers not out the pit lane just yet, but we're right on board with the man who is first out on track, and it is Amazing Hour. And I'll be hoping that he will put on an amazing performance here tonight, the Australian, fresh from renewing his PlayStation Plus subscription, and that's why the race, of course, was delayed a little bit. Amazing Hour now come through 21, and then through the final 2 corners, the 2 left-handers of 22 and 23, and Amazing Hour now sets us up for a lap, probably in excess of a 2-minute lap time, maybe, around here, for the intermediate compound of tyres. He now runs down towards turn 1. Beautifully done from Amazing Hour. And now through turns 2 and 3. Yellow flags in sector 3, don't worry about them at all. We'll try and bring up the track map for you as we go into the race. But Amazing Hour now running through turn 4, where the Singapore Eye is to the left-hand side, underneath the bridge section, and now through turn 5, he now runs down towards turn 6 and towards the end of the first sector split at turn 7. And we'll see what his first sector split is looking like. 30.6 from Amazing Hour out on track. Not bad at all from the Australian out on track, as he now comes to a very tight and twisting section, locking up, just aquaplaning a little bit there. Force these tyres can dispose of about 20-30 litres of tyre out on track, of the wet tyre out on track. The wet tyre, of course, can dispose about 75-80 litres of water on them, as Amazing Hour now comes through towards the Anderson Bridge section, looking very nice indeed through there, as he now comes through towards the left-handed hairpin. Looking very nice indeed, as he now comes through turn 13, and then up the run towards turn 14 out on the track. So the right-hand side, of course, is one of the fancy cityscape arenas here in Singapore. Amazing Hour now coming through this very tight twisting section. Left, right, they're going to throw at you like Mike Tyson punching Ray Jones Jr. And that was on Saturday, and then of course drew. Amazing Hour then coming up towards turn 17, 18, now under the grandstand section, then through 19, and then through 20 and 21. Looking really good here out on track from Amazing Hour. It's a clean lap so far. And now comes wide towards the final 2 corners. Turns 22 and 23 out on track. And Amazing Hour across the line. A 1:53.7 out on track. Really nice indeed. We've got Cohen coming through the final sector as well. We'll try and focus on everyone because there's only 12 drivers here. We'll try and focus on everyone within this session. Cohen, I think, might be the next to come across the line on a valid lap. He's using up 90% of ERS still. Of course, don't expect these guys to use up the full usage of ERS. Killer Blue across the line. He goes third. Twitch Lemon, however, goes 7/10 quicker than Amazing Hour. Just in behind him out on track. We saw him come across the start-finish line. Amazing Hour out on top. Venom there just puts him into P3. Perpetuum on a lap. Not on a lap, it seems. He might have lost his end plate, actually. Left side end plate damage for Perpetuum. Clearly caught that possibly in a spin, maybe across the Anderson Bridge section. So he cuts now turn 21, and he'll be coming into the pit lane. I think his teammate doesn't even realise that Perpetuum is going to come back into the pit lane. He overshoots. He's back into the pit lane safely, which I'm glad to see. See how our newbies are getting on. Vipes is out on track. Apologise if I pronounce any of these names wrong, by the way. Vipes is now coming through turn 18 and 19, underneath the grandstand section, and then through turns 20 and 21. Looking very good. 6 minutes into qualifying. Twitch Lemonade on top. Amazing Hour second. Venom in third. Just under, I should say, 6 minutes gone. Vipes now coming across the line. Really good pace actually from Vipes. He comes second. 53.2. Really nice lap there from the debutant. Let's see how Sparus Virus is getting on. And I think in terms of his middle sector, he's 3/10 up in terms of Vipes. I'm sure it was a 14.1 from Vipes, a 13.8 through the middle sector for Sparus Virus. Let's see how he does. Coming through the final couple of corners out on track. This is looking really quick. As he now comes through the final couple of corners, Sparus Virus, I think he's going to go quickest out of everyone. 52.2. And how do you like them apples? Sparus Virus goes out on top. Amazing Now we're getting a second lap in as well. Just in behind him. 52.4. Didn't improve on the position. Improved his lap time. But Sparus Virus out on top. Matthias has just gone up into third as well. So really good lap time being set here out on track, which Lemon is down on lap time. I'm imagining he is going to be coming back into the pit lane. We've got a Renault, of course, and Venom coming around the final couple of corners. Yeah, I think everyone now coming into the pit. Venom, however, is still on the lap. And he could go quickest here across the line. Oh, and he's set the same lap time as Sparus Virus. With 7 minutes gone in qualifying. Sparus out on top from Venom in second. An Amazing Hour in third position. Let's run on board with Legend in the first sector. Let's see how the Dane will do out on track as he now comes through this first sector split. 30.5 through the first sector as we ride on board with the TV pod now for the rest of the lap. You can see the rain is getting a little bit lighter, I think, out on track. It might be because of the nighttime conditions here. But Legend now coming through this real tricky section through turn 9 and then on the run down towards the Singapore Sling at turn 10. Now he comes down through turn 10, looking very good indeed. And now across towards the Anderson Bridge section out on track. And again, looking really good underneath the Anderson Bridge section there. And now comes into the hairpin of turn 13. We see I'm a D going second, and Vipes, by the way, is going quickest. Vipes now going quickest, 51.4. So as the track evolves, these guys really beginning to find their fine feet, I think, out on track. As Legend now comes through final couple of corners. Into the final sector he comes. Now through 15, 16 and 17. Looking really nice out on track. Much of his sector 3 is a little bit off on my end, but we'll see what he's doing out on track. Amazing Hour goes quickest, 51.1 from Amazing Hour. And as I say, we'll try and focus on everyone during this session and try and give an even run to everyone. Legend just catching the curve there. Looking like a nice lap so far. Let's see what he can do through the final couple of corners, through 22 and 23. Legend, I think, will go in and around Twitch Lemon sort of area. Yeah, he does. He goes 8. 53.4 out on track. Twitch Lemon improving across the line. He comes, he goes quickest. 50.8. We saw the end of his lap there. The Red Bull man goes quickest, and it's a German from an Australian from a Greek out in top. Scots in 4th, and another Greek in 5th position currently out on track. XL Hardy, the Brit, has just started off. He made his debut last week, of course, in Belgium, picking up a good haul of points. Really good consistent pace as well in the dry last time out of Belgium. And now we'll see what he can do out on track. The pressure is on as Killer Blue, I should say, his XL teammate, is in 10th position, 54.964 his lap time. Hardy now coming towards this final, towards the first sector split. And comes through the first sector split, 30.5, probably one of the quickest we've seen so far tonight. And now comes through turn 7. then through turn 8, and then coming up towards the left-hander of turn 9, of course. Halfway through qualifying, if you are just tuning in to TTML Division 1, I've been left in the lurch slightly. Mike Edwards not alongside me in the commentary box. We'll try and run this show right from the front. Myself, James Head, taking you through the stream, of course. Team McGinley doing the Challenger Series. XL Hardy now coming across the Anderson Bridge section. Just trying to feather the throttle through the section, through 11, 12, and then through 13. Runs wide, but tries to prioritise the traction on the car. And this middle sector hasn't been too bad. There's a yellow flag just ahead of him out on track. There might be a driver just getting out of the way. 14.7 through the middle sector. And there's more yellow flags ahead of him out on track. Been a nice clean lap from Hardy. I think he just wants to get a lap time on the board, to be honest. Perpetum is also out there on a lap, and we'll try and update you with his progress in just a second. Looks like there's a Renault maybe in front of Hardy at this stage. Going underneath the grandstand section now. And it's a Red Bull ahead of him, actually out on track. XL Hardy now coming around the final couple of corners through turn 21. And then through 22 and 23, that's switch to Lemon. He's lost a little bit of end plate, I think, coming into pit lane. Hardy now comes across the line, and he goes 9th, out on track, 53.7. And all of that, Sparvis Virus has gone even quicker. The Sparvis Virus now out on top, at 50.7 from the Ferrari man. And really good improvement out on track. We'll run on bubble for Petson, 112.7 through this middle sector, and now through the final sector, through 20, 21. It's a bit of a twitch on through 21. I'm a D now goes quickest, but Petton on a really good lap here. As long as he doesn't invalidate, across the line he comes, and he goes second, 50.4 out on track. I'm a D though, out on top from Perpetum in second, Spirus in third. Cohen, Killer Blue also on lap times. Just trying to see who might be the furthest on a lap. I think it is Legend, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's Killer Blue. Killer Blue now through the hairpin. And let's see what he can do. I think this is the genius, I think, because I'm only controlling this from my end. No Mike alongside me. Killer Blue improving 13.6 through this middle sector. We can try and flick on board with whoever we want to be honest, and not have the flick back to one commentator to another. I like this tonight. I'm running the show. Killer Blue now coming through. Of course, Tom doing the graphics as always and doing all of the fancy stuff. Who now comes through turn 18 and 19. This will be a really consistent lap, I think, from the Brit. Now comes through turns 20 and 21. Doesn't want to catch the curb too much because you get caught on that white line, you might spin the car. He won't go quickest. I think he'll go around Legend sort of area maybe with this lap time. Across the line he comes, and that is the James Head prediction that I've got right so far. 52.3, and he goes ahead of Legend by about 0.4 of a second there. Legend back into the pit lane. Cohen is on a lap, XL Hardy on a lap, so we'll come on board with Cohen now and then move on board with Hardy. Cohen across the line, he goes 6th, 51.3, only 0.9 off the pace, and Hardy now around the final 2 corners out on track, not improving on his time, and I think he's going to try and prepare up for another lap with 5 minutes to go in qualifying. You can see actually how many qualifying laps these guys have actually set out on track, as Ahmed just clouts the wall, coming out of turn 21 there. He's now back into the pit lane. Doesn't pick up any damage as a result of that clonk against the wall. But Armady out on top. There's Perpetum in second, coming into the pit lane behind him. Spivesvive is currently in third. And everyone running 3-4 lap tyres out on track. They want to try and get the improvement. You can see the rain is just beginning to ease off as we come towards the end of qualifying. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. And Armady still holding that top spot. Hardy is coming through the middle sector there. He's 0.3 up. Matthias is on a good lap here, I think. Let's see what Matthias is doing. 13.2 through the middle sector. 0.7 up on his time. So 0.7 will get him up to 8th currently. But as the track evolves, I'm sure his pace will evolve as well, the Austrian. Now comes through 16, 17. Doesn't want to cut the wall on the right-hand side. That's where PK, of course, spun in 2008 through 18 and then 19. Really good commitment on the brakes there, I've got to say. Now Matthias comes through turn 19, and then through 20 and 21, pretty much underneath the Singapore Eye. As Matthias now comes around the final couple of corners out on track. Let's see what he can do. Around the final corner he comes, and he'll go ahead of Killer Blue. That was a Renault spinning out on track. That was Venom, who I think set a quicker time. So Venom goes quickest, 50.4. Cohen, though, on a good lap here. Let's see what he can do. And I think He's just invalidated. He's coming back into the pit lane. Let's run on board with Venom, actually, because he did just improve on that lap time. 1.8 seconds he found, spinning out the final corner, 50.4. And look at how tight it is, the top three. 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Venom out on top, Imadi second, Perpetuum in third position. I think we've just seen an improvement there from XL Hardy across the line, 52.2. Everyone out on out lap suggests that we're not going to see any dry running in this session. If we were to see dry running, to see the DRS enabled, of course, out on track in qualifying, then we would really see the times come down, and we'll see a last gasp scenario out on track. Tice is just coming through the middle sector. He's 4 tenths up, so we're right on board with this one. He's the only man on a lap at the minute. I think Vipes has just started up on a lap as well. Matthias coming now through turn 13 as Recon has joined the session. Good to see Recon here. He joins within qualifying. That boosts the grid up to 13. As now Matthias is up by nearly 9 tenths of a second through the middle sector. Looking really good so far on this lap from the Austrian. And now comes through turn 16 and 17. Again, left and right flying through here. And now coming through turns 18 and 19 underneath the grandstand section, only the driest point of the track. You can see the rain has really stopped pretty much out on track, and hopefully we'll be able to see a good race. Depending on the safety car, I'm going to say it's going to be about a 52-minute race. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Amazing now. Matthias, though, ran the final corner across the line, and he puts himself into fourth. Really nice lap that out on track. Recon has just joined. I don't think he's going to get a lap running in, though. Vipes, though, is on a lap. Let's see what Vipes can do. He was a 10th up through the first sector, now through the middle sector, and he's 5 tenths up, nearly 6 tenths up in fact, and it has dried up out on track. Recon the last man to come out of the pits, but I don't think he's going to get a lap time. I mean, you can see the spray being kicked out. Oh, Vipes catches a little bit of a half drift there through 15, 16, 17. And out towards the grandstand section again of 18 and 19. Underneath the tunnel he goes. Really nice on this lap, I've got to be honest. This has got a massive improvement in it. And Vipes could be the first man into the 149s, possibly, out on track. Round the final corner goes Vipes across the line. And what I just said there, ignore. He went 7th, 50.8 out on track. Twitch Lemon is coming in behind him, out on track, 800s down, but I think he's just backed off to prepare for another lap here. Right on board with him anyways, as he comes now around through the final couple of corners. Difficult to see who's actually out on a lap. We'll try and flick through, of course. Twitch Lemon round the final corner, not improving. So that means we can run on board with... Tice is coming through that final sector. He's 5 tenths down, though. We're right on board with Venom. 400 down. He's got Killer Blue as well on an outlap in front of him. Gets out of the way. And the Scotsman, currently on pole, currently on pole with just 30 seconds left to go. The countdown clock, I'm sure, from Malk will be coming at this stage. And now Venom, underneath the grandstand section, through 18, 19, and then towards 20 and 21. Looking really good. He was catching on the curb there. As he now runs through the final couple of corners. Has this got improvement written all over it? Around the final corner, no it hasn't, he spins! Coming out the final corner. And that's so unfortunate. I think Matthias has bottled it out in the final corner as well. Perpetuum, that was coming across the line, 49.2, invalidated though. He just about gets another lap in. Spyrus Virus is up in the middle sector. Vipes is down, trying to run on board with the Mason Hour. He's in the middle sector. So we're right on board with Spyrus, we're right on board with the Mason Hour, who is coming through the Singapore Sling. Out on track. Has he got a big improvement in him? He's 3 tenths up through that first sector. We should see 49s towards the end of the section. Hardy, Killer Blue, Recon, I'm a D who's gone quickest, not improving their times anymore. So I'm a D who's gone quickest, 50 flat, out on track, an amazing hour. Now, towards the middle sector split, 112.1. He is going to be there or thereabouts. If he can find 3-4 tenths of a second, this could be pole position. This could be our first 149 of the night. As he comes through 16, 17. Just trying to ride on board as well. We'll try and catch up on anybody else that is on a lap. Amazing hour through 18, 19. That was Spyrus Virus going up into second, 50.3. So we found a little bit of time and a bit of improvement there. Amazing hour though. Coming out the final couple of corners. Twitch Lemon has gone second, but Amazing hour Is he going to be amazing for pole position? Round the final corner he comes across the line, and he beats them by 0.2 of a second. Venom is out there on a lap, he's invalidated, but Pipetta now on a lap, and he's 0.5 up through this middle sector. He has only got to find another 10th, and then he's nigh on settled for pole position. Cohen there goes 5th. Everyone is done, apart from Pipetta. Out on track through turn 18, and then through 19. We come under the tunnel section. And now through 20 and 21, the German has really got to put it on the limit now, as the track has really dried out. Is this going to be an improvement from Pipetta? Round the final 2 corners he comes. Amazing hours inside, across the line he comes. He follows out the final corner. He's somehow still improved, even running wide through the final corner. Just got caught on the curb there. And a 50.2 is really respectable, considering clout of the wall at the final corner. But that is qualifying done. Venom back into the pit lane. And Amazing Hour, for the second week in a row, has taken pole position. Out on track, the Australian from the Scotsman of I'm a D in second, and Twitch Lemon in third. If you predicted that top 3 at home, well done. Give yourself a Freddo Caramel. 40 seconds left in this session. Venom just waiting on him to retire, and then we are pretty much done. But really good lap times there. I'm a D, best qualifying of the season, I think. There in second, the Hat. Scotsman really doing a fantastic job. Twitch Lemon third, Pipetta in fourth, Virus in fifth. And remember, when we come in towards the formation, end of the formation lap, we will have a rundown, of course, the standings on the start of the formation lap, I should say. We'll get the standings up once again. But that is qualifying over and done with. An Amazing Hour out on top by 0.2 of a second. From Armady in second, Twitch Lemon in third with Pipetta in fourth, and Spirus Virus on his debut, best of the rest in top 5. Cohen in sixth with Venom in seventh, Matthias in eighth. Vipes on his debut in ninth, good qualifying from him, along with Spirus Virus, of course, his teammate. Hardy across the line in 10th, with Killer Blue 11th, Legend in 12th. Recon joining the session too late, didn't get a lap time in, but he is here on the grid. And he is going to be here, and we now promote ourselves up to 13 drivers that can pick up a minimum of 6 points out on track. Stay within the race, stay tuned in here to TTML on League Racing TV, and it's going to be a fascinating night's worth of action. Let's have a rundown then of the track once again. 5 kilometres in length, 23 turns do await these drivers out on track tonight, with the 3 DRS zones. 1 down the start finish straight, 1 down towards turn 7, 1 down towards turn 14. Very difficult track to overtake on, so it's going to be fascinating to see how these guys cope with not only dynamic weather conditions, not only nearly 157 kilometres race distance, but 31 laps awaiting these drivers, of course, out on track tonight. It's going to be fascinating to see how these guys get on. And as you can see there, the man nearest to us in the pit box, Lewis Hamilton, posted an update earlier on. If you haven't seen it, I'll go and check it out, honestly. No confirmation on yet if he's going to be racing in Abu Dhabi, but I'm sure everyone here at TTML, regardless of our opinions and who we support here in TTML, would love to wish him well in his recovery from COVID. It is a nasty, nasty virus, and I hope that Hamilton, if he doesn't drive the rest of the season in Abu Dhabi, then I think he'll be back next season to try and get that 8th title fresh as a daisy. But in the short term, come here to TTML in Singapore, and it's going to be a fascinating night's worth of action. And of course, we have got dry running now for the start of the race. That means everybody can go on whatever tyre they like, and it's going to be fascinating, I think, to see what is going to be the quickest strategy out of everyone, the 1-stop or the 2-stop strategies out on track. We'll have a run through the tyres that everyone is on in just a second, but remember, championship standings coming into tonight. Pipetta out on top on 140 points. He is here tonight. Medium Pilot not here in second on 135. Killer Blue in third on 95 points, out on track with them short, fourth on 76. Twitch Lemon also tied for fourth on 76. Matthias in sixth on 75. Armady in seventh on 74. Chapelelli in eighth on 60. Varkey in ninth on 58. An Amazing Hour in 10. The man on pole position, you can see there on your screen, on 57 points. And that is a rundown, of course, of the top 10 of the drivers' standings. Let's have a look then at what tyres everyone is on. It's pretty much a split strategy. We've got 7 on the mediums, 6 on the hards. Everyone on a set of medium compound tyres are as follows: Amazing Hour, I'm a D, Papetan, Sparvis, Cohen, Killer Blue, Legend. They're all on a set of medium compound tyres. Remember, with it being wet running in qualifying, there's the predicted pit stop strategy. 2-stop obviously looking like it's favoured over the 1-stop. Mediums to hards, it seems, though, is the one that we're going to be focusing on. Possible 1-stop strategy from about lap 12 onwards, it seems, from there. Everyone else, though, on a set of hard compound of tyres can go later on into the race, probably to around lap 19, lap 20, try and eke out a little bit of running on the soft compound of tyres towards the end of the race. They are Twitch Lemon, Venom, Matthias, Vipes, Hardy and Recon, all on a set of hard compound of tyres. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys cope with the barriers first and foremost, but how they cope with the strategy. 1-stop strategy, I think, should be the nigh on given, I think, out on track. With all of these guys qualifying obviously on the inters, they choose that free compound tyre. It's all about tyre management, it's all about fuel management here in Singapore. And as tradition goes, I normally predict the top 3 from this point onwards, so tonight is no exception. And for my top 3 here in TTML Division 1, round 8 of season 2 of the championship, I'm going to go Amazing Hour for the win, Papetan for second, and I'd love to see Cohen get a good result. I think Cohen will finish 3rd. Watch out for Recon, though, down in 13th position. If he can try and get some overtakes done early on, he could be within a right shout of possibly winning this later on in the race. The final cars now line up then on the grid. We see the short run down, less than 300 metre run down towards turn 1 from our camera position, and the 5 red lights are now on here in TTML. It's round 8 of the championship. Long hold, but it's lights out and away we go. Amazing Hour gets a really good start, so does I'm a D, and I'm a D tries to floor it down on the inside line. Amazing Hour on the outside line. Amazing Hour holds the lead, but I'm a D, they come into contact slightly. I'm a D trying to go down the inside, he loses the position as well to Twitch Lemon. Twitch Lemon now, he's up into second, and he's got an amazing start. Amazing Hour, though, has lost the lead of the race, and he lets through I'm a D. I think I'm a D had the run of the race coming through turn 1. He now gets up to second. Amazing Hour leads him through. There's a little bit of front wing damage flying there. I think Vipes has been caught up, and an instant Legend, I think, has dropped down the field as well. Matthias has been full up and then some further down the field, but early on at the end of lap towards the middle sector in lap 1, Twitch Lemon leads from I'm a D second, Amazing Hour in 3rd, Papetan 4th, Sparvis in 5th, Cohen in 6th, Venom in 7th, Killer Blue in 8th, with Vipes in 9th. He's got left side end plate damage on that car. Hardy in 10th, who's avoided it all. Recon is trying to defend off Legend, trying to get past him down the inside line into the Singapore thing. For 11th, Legend in 12th, Matthias, so I think he's got left side end plate damage as well. He's in 13th position. Armadillo, really hectic start, I think, with all that front wing damage flying in the back, and Armadillo now coming down the inside line in towards turn 14, trying to get the move for the lead. Not quite, and Twitch Lemon holds the lead of the race for now. And it's on a hard compound of tyres, remember. He is going to be trying to hold up these guys throughout the entire stint that he is on. I'm a D. Amazing Hour have just got to sit and wait in behind. Papetan there in 4th. The 2 real championship contenders in this tonight are Papetan and Killer Blue. They're 4th and they're 8th towards the end of lap 1. Twitch Lemon, though, comes out of 21 for the first time. A little bit of a squirrel there from Amazing Hour, but at the end of lap 1, Twitch Lemon leads from I'm a D in 2nd, Amazing Hour in 3rd. As we see a bit of a timing glitch there to the left-hand side. Sparvis running there in 5th position, just in behind Papetan, trying to get a little run on Papetan, possibly, and Papetan all over the back, actually, of Amazing Hour. As we now run on board with the German. And towards turn 5 once again. Twitch Lemon. Mima D, Papetan has spun the car. Good recovery. Goodness me, I thought he's in the wall night and day there, but Papetan has somehow recovered that. He's got, I think, Cohen all of the back to the inside line now, and Cohen trying to dive it down the inside of turn 7. Papetan holds the line, falls out wide slightly, but he holds the position for P5 out on track. Vipes and Matthias, who got caught up in early contact at both ends of the pit lane, putting on a different set of tyres. Amazing Hour is all of the back of Armour D in the background of shot, and now we're right on board with him, the Australian, down in towards the Singapore swing for the second time. Lemon leads from Armour D second, Amazing Hour in 3rd, Sparvis in 4th. Ignore the blue flag on the screen. Oh, Amazing Hour having a right moment coming across the Anderson Bridge section there. Good recovery once again. Seen plenty of good car control so far out on track. Vipes and Matthias, by the way, have set out there onto their strategy now, onto a set of mediums. They are P12 and P13 out on track. One stop still. Looks like it's going to be lap 12 to 18 for the pit window. The Switch Lemon. The German has got to literally just look in front of him, I think, at this stage. he doesn't have to look behind him, because in behind him is a rampaging Armady, a rampaging Amazing Hour, Spyrus Virus, who's now up to 4th as a result of Professor's slight mistake. And Spyrus Virus and actually Twitch Lemon gets caught wide coming out the final 2 corners now. Twitch Lemon leads, Armady 2nd, Amazing Hour in 3rd, Spyrus Virus in 4th. Here comes Amazing Hour on the back of Armady, down in towards turn 1. Armady getting very close to the back there of Twitch Lemon as well. Really good action happening early on. I hope Tom is keeping up with this. Twitch Lemon leading the way from Armady in 2nd. Now be right on board with the Scotsman, trying to eke out every little bit of performance in that hat against the Red Bull in front of him. And there is the Alfa Romeo behind him as well. But here comes Armady, going to have to be forced around the outside line. He could get the car stopped around the outside and towards turn 7. Doesn't go for the move. Twitch Lemon, in fact, goes out wide. Forces Armady out wide now, and Armady now down the inside line. Can he get the move done through turn 8? No. Twitch Lemon is still there, and he's defending for his life, the German. The Scotsman tries to go all the way around the outside, and now they're not going to go side by side into the Singapore sling, are they? Armady ran the outside into the Singapore sling, gets the lead of the race. That is an insane move from Armady. Brilliant racing. Twitch Lemon had absolutely no chance on that set of hards. Amazing Hour just went on him behind. Then a little bit of a Constantino effect with Spyrus for Petton, and now Cohen latching onto the back of the front 6. Armady, brilliant racing. First time I've seen 2 drivers go side by side into the Singapore sling and actually make it work, because normally one time or another it leads to contact into the wall. But that was a great move. He's on a set of mediums, I give him that. But Armady is through and he's into the lead of the race. Brilliant racing here in Singapore. So Armady, with fresh air in front of him, now leads by nearly a second. The DRS, of course, has enabled this lap, and Lemon is dropping out of the DRS. In fact, he has dropped out of the DRS, as now Amazing Hour is all over the back of Lemon, coming around the final corner out on track. Really good racing so far. Profession's got an insane run out the final corner as well, trying to latch on. There's Amazing Hour down the inside of Twitch Lemon, and Professor around the outside of turn 1, a little bit off track. Spyrus Virus on the inside line, but Professor has got that move done, albeit illegally, I think. He went out on the track limits, and Professor was screaming he's up to 4th. Spyrus Virus 5th, Cohen in 6th. Really good racing early on. Recon, by the way, is up into 10. Legend is all over the back of him, but here comes Professor. Now to the inside line, Twitch Lemon forces a crosser, and the 2 Germans going side by side. They didn't want to end up in contact like they did early on in the season. Vipe sets a new fastest lap of the race. Now it's Professor through, and he's up into P3. Great stuff. Spyrus Virus again on the back of Lemon. Absolute insane racing, insane battle going on as well. Recon defending off Legend for P10. And of course, all positions here, as Legend tries to get to the inside line, Recon is defending from his absolute life on that side of hard compound tyre, trying to make that Williams look as wide as possible on the Haas that we ride on board with. Gonna leave it still though out in front. Oh, as Legend gets very close to back. He tries to undercut it, actually opens up this second DRS zone. Of course, they've added in the DRS zone for 2019. Now tries to go to the inside line, but Recon is just making that Williams look as wide as possible. Great defensive driving from our former runner-up, of course, in TTL back in the day, and last season in TTML when Carlsberg won the championship. Or the last season of TTL, I should say, when Carlsberg won the championship. Legend, though, is all over the back of him and is trying desperately to try and get through. Back on board with the battle for 3rd. His competitor has actually dropped Lemon and Spyrus Virus. And Hardy has gone through on Venom, and Venom is into the pit lane. Must have cleared the wall, I think, out on track. It looks like there's a front wing change coming for the Renault. And he comes into the pit lane, out of position. See if he gets a front wing change. Yeah, front wing change undertaken on that car. Amazing Hour, though, trying to close in onto the back of Armady. I don't think he's close enough this time around, certainly down in towards turn 7. Armady leading the way. Lap 5 out of 31. Really good racing so far. I can't believe there's already 5 laps gone. Legend right on the back of Recon, down in towards turn 7 as well. Not quite close enough. The Dane's just going to bide his time, wait for the prime opportunity to try and get Recon ahead of him. Well, let us know how you're feeling about this race so far, because honestly I'm trying to keep up with a lot of the action out on track. I think it's a good thing that I'm the solo commentator, because you get to see it from our perspective. Spyrus Virus trying to get onto the back. You see Cohen close up there into the hairpin as well. But Armady leading, Amazing Hour in 2nd. Amazing Hour is not close enough there in the foreground of shot. Now there's Spyrus Virus as we ride on board. Legend, though, might be close enough to the back of Recon. Oh, but he settles down. Normally, turn 14 wouldn't be an overtaking opportunity if there wasn't a DRS zone there. Now, because there is, it is an overtaking zone. I normally see more overtakes than not happen at turn 14, rather than down into turn 1 or down into turn 7. But those are the main overtaking opportunities out on track here in Singapore. Amadi leads. Amazing now in second. Venom, by the way, came up behind Vipes and Matthias because of their undercut. Vipes and Matthias now up into 11th and 12th. Venom in P13. But his race is going to be later on. He's going to go on to a set of soft compound tyres, as I think will Vipes and Matthias possibly, maybe onto a set of hards initially, but they could go set of softs if a safety car does come out. Amazing Hour, though, is all over the back of Amadi. And now he looks for the move for the lead of the race. The Australian wants this one. He got to the inside line. Amadi's not going to put up a bit of a fight here, but he is through, and we see in the background as well Spirus Virus getting quite close to the back of Twitch 11, and Spirus Virus runs Twitch 11 out wide, and he gets the position he's through, and he's up into P4 again. A little bit of aggressive racing there from Spirus Virus, but a good move nonetheless. Difficult to go side by side out of turn 7, but Spirus is through, and he's up into 4th. Twitch 11 now down into 5th from qualifying, of course, at the front end of the field. So Amazing Hour now leads, Amadi now in second, Perpetuum in third, and the front three are just beginning to get away slightly because Spirus Virus now in fourth, being held up by Twitch Lemon quite a lot. Let's have a look at the position changes out on track. 4 gain for Killer Blue, 4 gain for Recon, 2 gain for Hardy, 2 gain for Legend, 1 gain for Perpetuum and Spirus Virus. The chief loser out of the penalties is Venom, right down there in last position. He's lost 6 possessions out on track. Legend getting quite close to the back of Venom. On the back of Recon. Recon again cuts across on him. Really good driving though so far out on track from Recon. In 9th, former runner-up, as I say, in TTL, back in its inaugural formation, really. TTML, of course, the merger between TMC and TTL. And Legends there in P9 and P10. If you are really enjoying the action so far, we've got more action coming for you this week. Division 2 and Division 3 on Thursday, Division 4 and 5 on Friday, but more importantly, it's Sprint League back tomorrow night as well. Rounds 11 and 12 of the Championship, Aiden Carter and Dakar. Luke Etheridge, I should say, take me through that one. I'm thinking it's League of Europe tonight, that's why I got Dakar in my head. Legend right on the back though of Recon. P9 and 10 currently out on track, nearly a quarter of the way through. Cohen closing up to the back of Twitch Lemon. And Cohen through on Twitch Lemon. Round the outside he goes, up into P5. Now we'll cut back to Legend and Recon, but again, Legend just got to save up on that ERS really hard with the ERS so far. Legend in this race, 7% compared to Recon on 46%. He's got a lot more ERS to use up as Recon. Just waiting that back to try and pull away when the Delta time switches in favour of the hard compound tyres. There's our leader though, Amazing Hour, trying to make it 2 in a row. Of course, one last time out in Belgium and has really been excelling out on track so far. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Amadi, and you can just tell in terms of the pace, Amazing Hour is pulling away effortlessly. He's got 17% of ERS albeit, but he is pulling away effortlessly out on track. Amadi there in second has got 19% of ERS coming into the grandstand section. Perpetuum, who just clouded the wall there slightly, coming through turn 19, is there in third. He's there on the mirror, and he's there with 68% of ERS. So he's actually got more ERS to use up than the front two ahead of him. It's going to be fascinating. And to boot this as well, these guys are pulling away from Spirus Virus, Cohen, Lemon, and Killer Blue, who's now getting into the back of the German. Legend is through on Recon. Recon into the pit lane. So Recon into the pit lane, not sure. It's a long way down that Williams pit garage in this pit stop. As now we'll actually run on board with Perpetuum, getting onto the inside line and getting past on Amadi. So Perpetuum through and he's up into second, Amadi through and he's up into third, and Killer Blue looking for a move for P6 out on track. Pit stops that have happened so far, Vipes, Venom, Recon, Matthias are all the ones that have pitted in so far. Matthias is into the pit lane for second time, might have picked up another bit of front wing damage in that Mercedes. Killer Blue though on the back, as he now fights for P6 out on track, Lemon ahead of him. They're just trying to latch onto the back of Cohen. Oh, Killer Blue nearly loses it coming across the Anson Bridge section there. Really good car control once again from the man out on track. Really good car control, I think we've seen from everyone, Perpetuum especially, with that mistake on lap 1, losing the position earlier on in the race. He's now up into second, got past Armady eventually, and is driving a really good race, being the championship leader coming into tonight. And I really hope everyone is enjoying it. Conti's saying, hope I'm going to keep my voice to the end of the race. I'm going to try. I'll try and keep my voice to the end of the race, but judging by the amount of battles that were happening in F1 track, that is now going to be out the window. Don't be surprised if I lose my voice by about lap 20 at this rate. But Amazing Hour leading, 1.4 second from Perpetuum in second. Perpetuum's now pulled out of DRS range to Imad in third. Spyros Virus in fourth, Cohen in fifth. Cohen having his best race of the season so far, albeit because of contact further down the field. But he has gained positions off the start, remember. He's gained that one position off the start, looking to gain 2 positions now. Cohen against Spyros Virus. And out towards turn 7 again, as they run down towards turn 7. I don't think Cohen's going to be close enough. Then again, what does the commentator know? He's going to pull alongside and absolutely sail on by. What does the head commentator of TTML know? Absolutely nothing. Spyros Virus has just been mullered by Cohen. Cohen through and he's up into P4 out on track. What do I know? Amazing Hour still leads the way from Perpetuum in second. Lap 9 out of 31 we are currently on. About 9.5 laps through the race. Imad there in third with Cohen in fourth. Spyros is trying to latch onto the back again of Cohen in fifth. Just catching the inside curb slightly. Car number 92. Of course, he is a reserve so far in the Ferrari, I believe. Vipes is a full-time driver, and no, I'm not sure if Spyros Virus is a full-time driver. If he is, brilliant, because it's an all-Greek Ferrari team. The first time in history, I think, Ferrari's had an all-Greek team. Venom on the back of his teammate, though. And this is currently P10-11 out on track. I don't think it'll be P10-11 when the guys ahead come into their pit stops. Venom right on the back of Vipes. And Vipes now under pressure. And I don't think Venom needs the overtake mode to try and get this move done. Around the outside line, he's just pressurising Vipes. He goes too wide, and this is a skillful driving from Venom. Now picks up the inside line towards turn 16. And oh my goodness me, Vipes has somehow pulled that off. Vipes comes back to a negative intra positive. Venom, I thought, had that done night and day, but he didn't. And Venom is now back into P11, and he's now back fighting with Vipes. That looked like quite an easy move, I've got to be honest. Venom, I'll be trying it down in towards turn 1 if he gets a really good run out of these final 2 corners. He's now on the back, use up a bit of overtake mode here, and now this should be the move for P9 now, out on track. Around the outside and towards turn 1. Oh, Vipes, Venom getting very close to contact. Venom hung out to dry there on the outside line, never going to pull across to try and get the switch back there. And Vipes is hanging on for P9 and P10. Really good battle though, this out on track. We'll try and focus. Killer Blue obviously has came into the pit lane as well. He's came out behind Recon. Oh, and he spun. Killer Blue has spun out on track, coming out of turn number 1 and through turns 2 and 3, and a safety car has been deployed out on track. A loss of front wing there from Killer Blue, fresh out the pit lane on a set of hard compound of tyres, and he's going to make it all the way back around 5 kilometres of this track, and that is now his race essentially done from P12 out on track. Vipes has got a drive-through penalty for spinning under the safety car. Killer Blue can't get that car stopped. So unfortunate for Killer Blue. But what he's going to have to do is to try and troop that back into the pit lane to try and pick up a fresh front wing. Safety car, though, out on track, and it brings question. Where do these guys go in terms of the strategy? It looks to me as if Mason now is going to come in. Yep, he does. Perpetuum in. Imad coming in there as well. So trying to go with the Mason now is pit stops. Now, I'm imagining the front 5 are going to come on to a set of hard compound of tyres, to which Lemon and Hardy, I think, will have to go on for a 2-stop strategy. Maybe on a set of softs, then onto a set of mediums, maybe? Could work. But Amazing Hour held up in the pit lane, actually, by Imad, and Perpetuum's ahead of him. Perpetuum is ahead of him in the pit stops. And that is unbelievable. Imad held Amazing Hour in the pit stops. And that means Perpetuum now leads the race, out on track. Absolutely unbelievable. Positions can change in the pit stops. It's very rare that we see that. But Perpetuum now, because of the beneficiary of Amazing Hour getting held up in his pit box by Imad in behind, Amazing Hour is going to be quite angry, I think, now with that. But it means Perpetuum is now out in front. And look at what tyre he is on. He is on a set of medium compound of tyres. So these are going to be fresher. These are the C4 compound of tyre, of course, out on track. So that means Perpetuum is going to be the safety car essentially out on track. He's on a set of medium compound tyres, so inevitably he's going to be quicker in the short term than the rest of the field and behind. They're not going to use up as much of their tyre deg as possible under the safety car. But interesting to note as well, Twitch Lemon in 6th on a set of soft compound of tyres. Now, he's on a set of softs there, and he is going to be the one trying to make hay from his previous start onto a set of hard compound of tyres. And just looking down on his car, actually, I thought to me, from a wide-out camera angle, I'm not sure if you guys see this from the helicopter cam, it looks like he's got a puncture from the helicopter cam. I had to run on board there just to double check. I think it's just the haze, really, of that car, from the back of the car coming off. And now Lemon, in P6, has got to try and fight through. He essentially is going to be the one trying to fight through Spyrus, Cohen, Imadi, and Mason Hour out on track. We should have another lap, I think, at least underneath the safety car. And I hope everyone is doing well on this fine Tuesday night. It is only myself, James Head, in the commentary box. Mike Edward not alongside me tonight, who was due to be here. He's not here, which is a shame. Kevin McGinley is at the F1 Challenger Series. Luke Etheridge is ill, so he's not turning up here tonight, but really good lap so far. Out on track, and the safety car is out. And you can see there the Red Bull of Twitch Lemon. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres. It's going to be fascinating to see how he gets on. We're going to see the likes of Recon, Killer Blue, Matthias all latch onto the back. But we'll have a focus as well. And just remind you of the championship standings coming into tonight, because this championship standings, it's really, really good to look at, I think, in terms of the perspective of where everyone is out on track. Perpetuum on 140 points, Immediate Pilot Not You on 135, Killer Blue in 3rd on 95 points. So remember those points, and then let's have a look at what it is currently out on track, because Perpetuum is out in front, Killer Blue is all the way down in 12th position, out on track. And looking behind in the championship standings, the only man that could really try and overtake him is Lemon and Matthias. But Lemon's down in P6, Matthias down in P13. Killer Blue's back into the pit lane as well, maybe for another set of tyres. Hards to the end, maybe, for Killer Blue as he comes into the pit lane. And yeah, he's in. Onto a set of hards, and he's also got a front wing change. So we might be under the safety car at least for another lap. As Killer Blue changes up his front wing. Not the best thing to have under the safety car. But he's onto a set of hard compounded tyres, and what it has done, it's put him onto an older set of the hard compounded tyres, albeit one lap, but that one lap towards the end of the race could be the difference between you making it without a puncture or getting an actual puncture out on track and then having to come into the pit lane for a set of soft compounded tyres right at the end of the race. So Matthias and Killer Blue are the two we're waiting on to join out on track, but safety car, the virtual Bert Marlander going around out on track, and Medium Pilot, Perpetuum currently leads out on front. Medium Pilot second in the championship, not here tonight of course, but Perpetuum leading the way. Lap 12 out of 31, if you are just tuning in, looks like the safety car lights have gone green, now they go back to yellow, and it should be around this point, I think, where the safety car would probably come into the pit lane out on track. And Perpetuum, see the green flashing on the safety car? It's telling them to go quicker, and if it doesn't go quicker, he might give some of these guys in behind a little bit of a penalty. They've got to stay within 10 car lengths, of course, of each other, maximum 10 car lengths, minimum, of course, right on the back pretty much of the car. And we will be out for another lap underneath the safety car. And Perpetuum out on top. We're racing now in second. We'll have him run down the field. Imadi there in 3rd. With Cohen in 4th, Spyrus Virus in 5th. Best of the debutants so far. Vipes the other one down in 9th. Lemon in 6th, with Hardy in 7th. Legend in 8th. Vipes in 9th. Venom in 10th. Recon in 11th. Matthias 12th. And Killer Blue 13th. And there's a major glitch going on, it seems. Hardy, Killer Blue, and Spyrus Virus have just left the session. Now, we are fine on our end, I believe. And there's been a little bit of a glitch, it seems, with 3 drivers leaving during the race. That's not great. That is not the best thing. I thought, honestly, as Killer Blue was rejoined, I think they've just got an in-game error, to be honest, out on track. Hopefully the invite has just been given out for them to rejoin. It's unfair when something like that happens. I really feel for the drivers. I really feel for Twitch Lemon out on track as well, because he unless Virus takes control of that car within the next 3/4 of a lap or so, Lemon is going to be behind him under the safety car start. And that is not going to be great. He might try and overtake him, but it's only going to be the case, as he's just rejoined the session there as well. Hardy is the one in behind. So Lemon's stuck really in between a rock and a hard place, I think. He's got to be behind the Ferrari. It's as simple as that. It might change now that they've joined in the session. Virus now should be taking control of his car. But don't be surprised if you do see any penalties. Look at the penalties, actually. Everyone's just picked up. 3 seconds for Spirus, 3 seconds for Legend, drive through for Vipes, 3 seconds worth of for Venom, Matthias on 3, and Killer Blue on 3. And I wonder if they've just picked that up underneath the safety car. Well, I wonder. Safety car, though, is in this lap. Which now means Perpetuum is the safety car out on track. And he has got to try and back up the pack in a way not like what is happening currently with Spirus rejoining the session in 6th. He's got to back up the pack enough to make sure it's a consistent pace. Now, it's a long run towards turn 23, the final corner, where the pit lane, of course, is. And Perpetuum will be trying to go, I think he'll go maybe on the exit of turn 19 towards 20 and 21. It looks as if at that point he's maintaining about a 30 mile an hour speed, 35 mile an hour. Been a little bit of front wing coming off a car, I think, just in behind of this. If that was a time mark, I apologise. But now Perpetuum picks up the speed, and in fact, I think he's going now. And yes, he has. Perpetuum has now gone, and we're going to be back underway very shortly indeed. Green flag racing is back here in Singapore, and Perpetuum leads the way round the final corner to start onto lap 14. Nearly halfway through here in Singapore, and Perpetuum leads, gets a great restart. Look at Twitch Lemon though, all of the back of Cohen already down in towards turn 1. He's not quite close enough, but Perpetuum leads from a Mason now a second. Armadillo in third. Venom has gone through and Vipes further down the field, but there's Lemon now on the outside line through turn 4. He's got the move done on Cohen, and that is one disposed of for the soft runner. And now the German can try and close up onto the back of Armadillo. Remember, DRS not going to be enabled for a few laps just yet. They're going to be enabled on lap 16. Venom is right on the back of Legend, now fighting for P9. He's going to try and lunge it down the inside line. Oh, a bit of a half commitment there from Venom. Going to try and get around the outside of turns 7 through 8. Not quite. Legend holds on to P8. Vipes lost the position, of course, so Venom is trying to fight through the field. And in a promising position, I think. He's round drivers that are not necessarily as quick as him. And Venom there, P9, Legend P8, out on track. Perpetuum has absolutely blown the field apart out in front. 1.9 seconds is the gap. Brilliant restart from the set of from the guy on the set of mediums. Perpetuum our championship leader. Amazing our second. Armadillo in third. Here comes Venom again on Legend down in towards turn 14. Not close enough. Somebody that is close enough though is Killer Blue. Trying to go down the inside line. It's good to see him back in the session. Tiny little bit of contact there, I think, with Matthias, but Matthias having a little bit of a half spin as well. Didn't add to that. And Killer Blue 13th, Matthias 12th for now. But look at me, look at Perpetuum. He's absolutely flying away. It's normally the hallmarks of medium pilot, I think, this sort of drive. But 2.4 seconds is the gap. The championship leader is extending this out really nicely indeed. Amazing now there in second. Armadillo in third. Looking further down the field. Will continue to run on board with Venom, who's now got a tremendous run at the final corner. Now to the inside line, and Vipes has picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And a great move there by Venom down the inside in towards turn 1. You saw Legend not wanting to give up the fight. He had to. Set of mediums to get a set of hards. You know which one I'll be on any day of the week. And Venom steering these up into 8th. Lemon right on the back of Armadillo as well. Jonas had a soft compound of tyres. Now the disadvantage, I think, for Lemon out on track is he's going to be held up in a little bit of traffic here, because Amazing now at Armadillo going probably to the end of the race, I would imagine. Lemon is not. He is going to have to go 2-stop, and he is going to have to try and eke out as much performance and as much speed out of this car as possible. This Red Bull has got to be literally like a 2010 Red Bull around here in Singapore, because remember, Lemon has got to try and overtake these guys. He's very close to the hairpin there, really into the back of Armadillo, but doing a good job out in front. Perpetuum leading from Amazing Hour second, Armadillo in third, Lemon in fourth. Hardy after his rejoin on the back of another rejoin into the session. Virus in P6, Hardy P7. Vipes, by the way, he did pick up a 5-second time, but he had 3 seconds on top of that. He did serve up his drive-through, and that is why he's now at the back of the field after speeding under the safety car. Great race though happening out on track. See, plenty of overtakes I think coming from lap 16 onwards. And Perpetuum's nearly 4 seconds clear. DRS now enabled as he comes across the line. These guys are now only going to get DRS enabled. As we see Twitch Lemon up to 4th. Recon has lost up 2 positions. And Recon's lost positions. Matthias up into P10, Killer Blue up into P11, and Recon, I don't think, fighting for the position. Yellow flag in sector 3 and bikes us out. And that could deploy a safety car. That is underneath the grandstand section through turn 18 and 19. I wonder if that's going to be a deployment of a safety car, or if we're going to see, as we are, it's a VSC. VSC now deployed. These guys now dropped to 40% running speed. And Perpetuum, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, now leads the way by 4 seconds out on track. And the VSC, of course, in a position where not many drivers are going to try and get a chance at overtaking. I think everyone is going to stay in the same position. Then again, I've been wrong about something else so far tonight. As Vipes has left the session, so unfortunate on his debut here in TTML. His teammate, though, still doing him proud in 6th position. Never give up in TTML. Always my life lesson for anybody that joins this league as a newbie. Never give up, because there's points available for all positions out on track, especially tonight where there's only 13 drivers. You're going to be picking up a minimum of 6 points. You may as well continue. 6 points could be the difference between you not getting a seat next season and you getting a seat next season. As Perpetuum has absolutely timed that safety car at the VSC restart to absolute perfection, and he hasn't lost much time out of that at all. In fact, he's gained a little bit of time as Armour D now picks up a 3-second time penalty just coming through 16. Now through 18 and 19, where of course Vipes had crashed out of the race. Perpetuum now leading on towards lap 17. From Amazing Hour in second, but we're right on board with this man here, Twitch Lemon, right on the back of the Scotsman. The Scotsman looking for his best results so far this season in TTML. See in the background as well, Venom trying to get a little bit closer to Hardy, Matthias trying to get a little bit closer to Legend. I don't think he's close enough to go down towards turn 1 looking at the mini-map. Legend Lemon just dropping off the pace slightly. I wonder if he's just trying to hold something back maybe to get these shots longer in the race. Oh, that was a bit of a sketchy moment coming out through the hairpin through turn 5 there. Here comes Venom on the back of Hardy, and he's not going to be close enough. See, he's 4.5 tenths off down in towards turn 7, and this is for P7 really, this battle. Hardy, Venom, H&M, P9, Matthias and P10. Perpetuum, 5 seconds. He's got a 3-second time penalty. Amazing Hour has picked up nothing just yet, and he's driving a very astute race, but he's got to stay within a 6-second margin. If he stays underneath 6 seconds, he's going to be absolutely fine towards the end of the race. It's going to get to a critical point now, though, where he's got to feel the need to push slightly, I think, on that set of tyres. On that set of hards, he's just going to try and wear them away so he stays underneath that 6 seconds. And because I talk about that 6 seconds, there's the penalties. Perpetuum, 3 seconds. Amazing Hour, nothing. Think of this theoretically out on track, as Legend and Matthias have a good battle actually out on track, and Matthias has lost the position to Legend. So Legend through, and he's up into 9th. Look at Killer Blue trying to get on the act. Recall latching onto the back of this as well. The 4-way battle for 9th. Legend all the way across the track. Goodness me. Out of control coming through turn 17 there. And now Killer Blue right on the back. Legend, running wide there. Matthias on the back of him. We'll take this from Killer Blue's perspective. He could get them both down in towards turn 1. He could get one of them. He's got a sensational run out of the final corner. It's all about Matthias' speed though. Down the inside and towards turn 1 goes Killer Blue. Down the inside, gets the move done. Brilliant stuff by the Brits. And he's through, he's up into P10. And that is important because Perpetuum's out in front. Killer Blue needs to try and stay within point scoring distance of Perpetuum. He's about 40-odd points coming into tonight. Lemon has just got Armour D down on there, down in towards turn 7. Ball right on board with Killer Blue again, who tries to pick up 2 positions in the space of as many corners. Down the inside he goes and he's through. Killer Blue is up into P9 out on track. Really good racing there between the 4 of them. Killer Blue, Legend, Matthias and Recon now filling out the final 4 positions out on track. We're right on board with Lemon. He did get the move done on a set of soft compounder tyres. And it's now through on Armour D. You can see the car's really fighting for control coming across the Anderson Bridge section. Perpetuum though, now 6 seconds clear ahead of Amazing Hour. And that gap is only going to extend out for Perpetuum. He could be within a range where he could rejoin out on track, where Killer Blue Legend is. 6.7 seconds off Venom currently, Killer Blue. But that's where he could draw out on track if he was to make another pit stop out on track. And I think, if I'm not mistaken on those tyres, he will have to make a pit stop unless he's very, very good on his tyres like he was in Britain. Recon just picked up another 3-second time penalty. Lemon has picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. Now Venom right on the back of Hardy. Direct against the Scott. Oh, Lemon's out! Lemon out through the final corner. Just seeing that in the foreground. The shot didn't catch on board with what happened. And there's his car stricken to the left-hand side. He's run wide through the final corner. His rear wheeler's up on that car as well. Not sure if that's going to deploy safety cars toward the pit wall. I don't think we're going to see one. And yeah, we're not going to see a safety car out on track. Perpetuum now still leads by 6 seconds. Venom's getting close to Killer Blue. Sorry, to Hardy. That's the long racing point. Venom is through. And he's up into P6. And Matthias as well now on the inside. Up into P9 he goes. Lemon, so unfortunate. Those tyres will begin to have away. Here comes Legend, trying to go around the outside. Lemon has now left the session. Thank him though for attending. Legend nearly ran into the wall. He's all out of shape, and now Recon is let through. Recon through and up into P10. Legend now down into P11. And not sure if there was a little bit of a glitch maybe on his end. Controller disconnecting or something there. He was a little bit slow to get back underway. He is now back underway. He's there in 11th. There is your leader though, out on track, Perpetuum, about to go on to lap 20 out of 31 here in Singapore, and we are really raging on. I think we're going to get into the depths as Legend has spun out through the hairpin at turn 13. I think he just caught the front, he might have just lost it on the exit maybe, he might have just caught the inside of the wall. He's got a T-tray now out on track, and that for Legend is that, I think, unless there's a safety car gets deployed, of course. But Perpetuum leads 7.2 seconds out in front from Amazing Hour in second. The terrible camera angle, if I'm going to be honest. I'm a D in third. Cohen in fourth. And Cohen's really been the chief gainer, I think, out of this safety car. 2 positions gained, but he was down in P8, P9 at one stage in this race. Really excelling out on track. And QBR, of course, ran well in the grand final, of course, of the Challenge Cup event that took place on Sunday, where Daka and Aidan Carter took you through the action. Legend has retired coming into the pit lane. 3rd retirement out on track. The first actually not to be caused by a crash. There's a retirement in the pit lane. Vipes crashing under the grandstand coming through turn 18, and Lemon crashing through the final corner. And 1 safety car, 1 VSC. Across the Anderson Bridge section, Cohen round on the back. Yeah, Cohen really doing a good job, I think, out on track. He's got Armady in front of him, and Armady 3rd out on track. Cohen 4th, doing a really good job. Spires Farrison's 5th, and Venom currently in 6th position. Hardy 7th, there the position gains out on track as well. And being informed actually by Tom, probably this has changed now from when he sent me this about 15 minutes ago. Perpetuum leading on 170 points, Medium Pilot on 135, and Killer Blue on 102 is the way it stands. That was 15 minutes ago. Now we've had Lemon, we've had Legend at the race as well, so I think that's probably had a little bit of a change-up effect, so maybe just a couple of points going to Killer Blue rather than to Perpetuum. Perpetuum's still there on 170, I think. But that man there is doing a good job as well. In P5, in the Tifosi, there's Spires Virus out on track, doing a really good job. And looking to try and latch onto Black Coin. He's just in a tiny bit amount of clear air. Speaking of unclear air though, Cohen to the outside line. That's very late on the brakes. Oh, that is a great move. Cohen around the outside into turn 7. That was Daniel Ricciardo-esque from this season. Singapore didn't happen this season, of course, but you get what I mean. Cohen is through round the outside, and I would see they're on the same strategy, for goodness sake. And that might be the move of the race. Round the outside, in towards turn 7, gets the move done, job done. Cohen's doing his up into 3rd. And RVD's just picked up another penalty on that as well. A really good action going on out on track. Perpetuum leading, Amazing Hour 2nd. Look at the gap. Perpetuum has pulled out. 8.1 seconds is the gap from Amazing Hour there in 2nd. Nearly kills me as the cameraman there. Cohen in 3rd. Got to thank, of course, Tom doing the graphics as always. And Tom, of course, will be back on a Thursday night. He'll be doing Division 2. We've still got 3 more rounds to go. This next week in Japan will be the final race before we break up for a Christmas break. I know, Christmas break within TTML, absolutely mad. But it is the first inauguration, really, we've had it in the winter. So we will get to have a lovely 2-week break, I think, out on track. And we'll rejoin you after the new year, fresh and merry from... And hopefully 2021 is going to be a good year, better than what we've had, of course, in 2020. Venom, though, on the back of Spirus. And Spirus in 5th, Venom in 6th. I don't think they're coming anywhere near the likes of Perpetuum and Amazing Hour out on track. And I think, given that we're going quite a long way, we're going to try and get the top 3 in, whoever the top 3 in is in, of course. At the end, Imad just made a mistake. Spirus down the inside. Imad holds on to the position, but that was a mistake. Maybe one too many there. As now Spirus onto the back, down into the Singapore Sling from 22nd time. Venom in 6th. Of course, there used to be a chicane there at the Singapore Sling. Spirus is really wanting this, nearly clouts the back of Imad, but look at Venom's exit as well. Venom on the back. Gotta get close. He looks quicker in a straight line rather than through the corners. Again, he just loses time coming through that corner through 10-14. Look at Beckham. Another driving masterclass out in front. Mason Hour in second, Cohen in third. We never really got to see under the from where the safety car was deployed. We were just a couple of minutes away, a couple of laps away, I should say. As Venom gets out wide there, coming through the exit of turn 19. We were a couple of minutes away, and certainly a couple of laps away from seeing the action coming on out into the pit lane. It's a shame in a sense, but it's actually spiced up the race a lot more for us as viewers and for me as a commentator to bring you as much action as possible. Matthias on the back of Killer Blue, not close enough down and towards turn 1. A really good race nonetheless so far. Kieran will hopefully be back next week alongside me, of course, in the commentary box. And I hope he's having a good time. I hope he watches us back later on. And I hope he's having a good time at the F1 Challenger Series. I know I personally have a little bit of a fondness for Matthias in that. I think he might do a good job. But Matthias, quite unbothered. That's not interlinked in. Matthias there in 9th. Killer Blue in 8th. It's not our Matthias that's here in TTML. It is CRG Matthias, I think now. Used to be called Onyx Mur back in the day in my former league of TFL. Perpetuum though, leading out in front from Amazing Hour in second. Cohen in third. I wish I could give you more overtakes, but really you're getting as what you can give, to be honest. Matthias right on the back of Killer Blue. Calls it right to the back up. And Cohen now just trying to latch out a second gap to Imad D in 4th. Spirus in 5th, Venom in 6th. Hardy, Killer Blue, Matthias, Recon as well. Your top 10 that are still going around out on track. Perpetuum has just started lap 24, so 8 more laps to go. And it could potentially be another race win for Perpetuum out on track. I think it might be his 2nd or 3rd of the season, if I'm not mistaken. We'll continue though to ride on board with Matthias. Austrian against Brit. Is that wide Matthias slide? He doesn't give him the greatest run at the final corner. But to look for about 3/10 down in towards turn 1. And Killer Blue in P8, Matthias P9. Doing a really good job, 0.6 of a second now. Killer Blue trying to fend off Matthias. He's on pressure tyres by quite a way. Recon's going to try and make this to the end of the race on that 20-lap old tyres, I think. He's trying to do one stop. But I think, honestly, how Recon's been getting on in this race as well. Out on track, Recon has been doing really well. He's just a shell of him old self, I think. As TTML has evolved, certainly this season, I think we've had quicker drivers than him. And Recon, currently in P10, doing a good job. He's still in the points, which I'm glad to say. Legend has just left the session. We thank him, though, for racing. Of course, DNF, a few laps to go now. Yeah, but Recon shell of his former self from the TTL days where he came up against Calspur. They fought each other tooth and nail to the final race of the championship. The final couple of races of the championship. And Recon lost out. 3-second time penalty there for XL Hardy, who's just picked up one. Let's have a look at the penalties update actually. 3 seconds for Perpetuum, 6 seconds for Imad, 3 for Spirus, 9 for Venom, 3 and 3 for Hardy and Killer Blue, 6 for Matthias, and Recon has got 3 seconds, and Venom has just came into the pit lane to put on a fresh set of tyres. He's got some wing damage actually. Now I thought I spotted some wing damage on the run towards turn 6, which is the kink before the first sector split. I thought I saw a bit of a front wing there, and that might be the case because Venom now into the pit lane. Spirus right on the back of Imad. Is he going to jump down the inside? Gives him the room. The Scotsman on the outside line, but the Greek is through. And Imad, you know what? He just said, no, you're coming on through. You're having that one, and you're throwing up into P4. And what might be the case now then, as Matthias gets onto the back of Killer Blue as well, down the inside and towards turn 7, they force each other out wide slightly. Matthias on the outside line has sailed it around the outside of Killer Blue, just loses it in terms of the traction. And Matthias soon is up into 7th. A little bit of a force out wide, I think, from Killer Blue. Killer Blue and I might not be happy with that, but Matthias, I think, in the end, got a clean move done. He's up into 7th. Yeah, Imad just struggling maybe in terms of the tyre management. Spirus will be hoping to try and latch D onto the back of Cohen as well. Now, these guys have got penalties, and these guys are in their really own private battle. Cohen currently 3rd, Amazing Hour is in 2nd. But look now at what the gap is doing out on track. 7.5 seconds is the gap. The last time I looked it was 8.3. So now, Amazing Hour could be closing in on a race win. Now the penalties is going to be the key to this. If he dips under that 6 seconds worth, that 6 second gap, he's won. He has won, because if he dips under to about 5.7, actually no, he needs 6 seconds, doesn't he? What am I on about? Hardy into the pit lane. Anyway, what am I on about? I don't know my maths. Perpetuum, 3 seconds. Amazing Hour has got to get in within 3 seconds to Perpetuum. As Hardy now comes into the pit lane, has cleared the left side end plate off a wall, and should, I think, have put it onto a set of soft compounder tyres to go to the end. 6 laps on a set of softs would have managed quite easily, I think. And for fastest lap attempt, fastest lap currently as well. Currently going to Recon, 37.1 from Recon, 37.3 from Perpetuum. Perpetuum's doing a good job. Amazing Hour, that gap is now to 7 seconds. And the Australian is just beginning to reach into contention now. Maybe if that gap dips under 3 seconds, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not saying it's likely either. It's a bit of a 50-50 split, I think, at the minute. If Perpetuum can drive cleanly, keep it out of the walls, if Amazing Hour can do the same, it's going to come down, really, as Perpetuum is in. Perpetuum is into the pit lane from the lead of the race. Absolutely unbelievable. And Perpetuum clearly doesn't feel he can get to the end on that compounder tyre. And what's he going to do? He's going to go on to a set of softs, surely. That was Perpetuum in. I said earlier on in the race he might not get to the end. I thought he was committed to the end, but look at how worn those tyres are as they come off. Now onto a fresh set of soft compounder tyres, and he's going to be out in ideal clear air, and he's going to be closing in. But surely now, that top 3 finish certainly is now just gone out the window, unless he's got absolutely extreme pace on that set of soft compounder tyres. Perpetuum has just picked up, it's got a penalty obviously, but now that gap, 8.8 seconds. Watch that like a hawk. Amazing Hour though, leading the way out in front. Doing a fantastic job. It's now 7.8 seconds to Cohen. Recon is into the pit lane as well. Putting on a fresh set of rubber, fresh set of soft compounder tyres, and he now comes out of the pit lane and he should be out. Maybe side by side with Hardy here. Recon out of the pit lane. There's Hardy, there's Recon, and Hardy's going to be ahead of him. So Hardy's ahead of him by about 1.5 seconds, I think, coming out of the pit lane. And put on a set of softs, Recon will be quicker. So that'll be quite an interesting battle. You can already see the gap. Look at the gap. Perpetuum, 7.1, 7 seconds, coming into the hairpin. He's absolutely charging. Imad has got 9 seconds worth of penalty, so he's already inferior to Imad at least, is Perpetuum. Spirus though has got 3 seconds, and this is where he's going to have to try and come in. Purple, middle sector, fresh out of the pit lane from Perpetuum. And now it's the attempt for fastest lap out on track. Hardy, another 3-second time penalty, just picked up for multiple warnings. That takes his tally now to 6. Venom's got 14, he's got the most penalties out on track. Top 3 graphics, of course, will come up at the end of this, in between the transition from the podiums into the grid result, and then we'll run through the top 3 primarily first, and then we'll run through, of course, how these guys are going to unfold out on track. Another purple final sector there from Perpetuum, and now beginning to try and reach the gap in. There's Spirus in 3rd, I'm a D 4th, and just about to shoot into shot. There's Perpetuum. That's how far 4.5 seconds is out on track. Might seem quite long in terms of the camera angle. Trust me, in Formula 1, it's not. It really isn't. Recon is going to back 5/10 of a second improvement though in the first sector for Perpetuum. As long as he keeps his pace up, he's going to have Spirus, I'm a D, maybe even Cohen later on in the race. Hardy responds, fastest lap of the race, 1:36.767. 63, I should say, out on track. That's me not looking at my screen properly. I've got a drink in the way, which is why I can't see them popping up on the bottom left-hand side of my screen. Perpetuum anyways. 3 seconds now behind Amity. Look at how he's closing. He's just getting 3/10 through the hairpin, for God's sake. And Perpetuum, 1.2 second from not a purple middle sector, but he should be setting the fastest lap here, surely. I think by the time we get to turn 7 next time around, as he's just picked up a 3-second time penalty there, so puts the pressure now even more to try and get these guys done in terms of on-track position. But he's going to be within DRS on I'm a D. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in DRS on Spirus by turn 7. Coming around the final couple of corners, we just see him eating into the advantage. It's now a second, new fastest lap, 1:35.5. How do you like them apples? From Perpetuum, he says Hardy, come and respond to that. Recon, come and respond to that as well. Recon flashing onto the back of Hardy for Battle, right on board with Perpetuum. And this, honestly, has just got the hallmarks of the easiest overtake you will see all night. He now overtakes I'm a D, and that is the easiest overtake that you have seen all night, and probably for the last few weeks here in TTML. Perpetuum through, and he's up into P4. And I wasn't quite right by saying he's going to be lashing onto the back of Spirus in terms of DRS range, certainly. But look at that, 1.2 seconds, 1.1. It's coming down, Recon into the pit lane. I think he's picked up a bit of front wing damage possibly on that car. Let's see if as he comes into the pit lane, we'll right on board with Perpetuum very shortly indeed. Yep, front wing change out, really fearsome in this track. There's Amazing Hour, by the way, but I haven't rolled on board with Amazing Hour in ages. And he leads the way, the Alfa Romeo out in front. From Cohen there in second, Spirus third, Perpetuum in fourth, but here he comes, right on the back of the Greek. And I think he'll have to wait till turn 1, because he's not getting through sector 3 without trying to be forced into the wall by Spirus, I think. He's just going to have to set him way nearly into the back of Spirus, but now all time he's held up. Penultimate lap of the race has just begun. He gets the run down in towards turn 21. He's got a little bit of overtake to try and latch up the move in towards turn 1, and now the overtake is surely going to be done in towards turn 1. Perpetuum sails on by. He's through and he's up into P3. Great stuff by Perpetuum. Easy overtake again, and now he's bearing down on Cohen for a possible P2 out on track. Cohen has got no penalties. Perpetuum has got 6. So if Perpetuum can overtake Cohen, pull away by 3 seconds, he's fine in terms of more than 3 seconds. He's fine in terms of the gap out on track. It's really going to be a fascinating race toward the end of this race. And the battle for second hotting up. Cohen, Perpetuum, Spirus trying to still keep on in there. But I feel that Perpetuum is going to get this move done down in towards turn 14, I think. He's eyeing up Cohen. He's a man on a mission. He's probably laser focused at this stage. Runs out wide. Tries to get the switch back into the corner. Has a little bit of a side moment there. Cohen feels the need to split out of the DRS range. He'll try and break the toe, in fact. And Perpetuum now, he's not going to line up into turn 15, is he? Cohen falls him to the wall. Perpetuum down the inside line. through 16, through 17, hung out to dry. Is he still there? Cohen nearly falls him into the wall. White time plate nearly goes crunching against the wall, and Papetum is now wanting to get this move done. He's going to have to wait till turn 1 though, isn't he? Cohen moving out into the final lap of the race at 11 seconds of gap. But look at Papetum on the back of Cohen. Those tyres are going to be going off, but now is it going to be a similar move to Spira's last time around? Yes, it is. He's down the inside line, and that's already job done in towards turn 1. Papetum through, he's up into second, and now the gap begins to tick upwards. So if he gets that gap to over 3 seconds, he's going to be fine. I have a feeling it's going to be about 2.8, 2.9 by the end of this lap, and that means Cohen will get a P2 out on track. But Amazing Hour has been amazing out on track. It's been an amazing performance from him out on track as well. And he is just 4 kilometres away, barely, to getting a second race win and to jump massively up the standings with another point total of 30. Papetum 1.3, 1.4. Gap is extending out considerably. It could be the case where Papetum will finish in second. Spirus and Cohen though. Spirus only got 3 seconds worth of time penalties. There's the latest update in terms of the penalties. Spirus trying to hang on in there, but I don't think it's going to be the case now. He is going to get that move. As Amazing Hour getting closed down by Papetum. I think even Papetum, if he didn't get held up as much as he did, he wouldn't have closed down on Amazing Hour. And then now with Recon setting the new fastest lap of the race onto the final lap of the race, he goes. Amazing Hour through turns 20 and 21, and it's going to be an amazing performance. The fireworks are about to go out here as he comes around the final corner. Amazing Hour is amazing, and the fireworks fly off here in Singapore. Papetum will come across the line to finish in second. The gap is 2.9. It could be just within Cohen's reach across the line. He comes. Cohen gets second. Papetum third. 2.9 seconds in the end. My maths again going astray. Spirus in fourth. Imadi has came across the line to finish in fifth. Matthias recovering well from that early contact in lap 1 as the fireworks fly into the night sky here at Singapore. Matthias across the line in sixth. Killer Blue across the line in 7th. There are the fireworks around the final corner. Killer Blue across the line in 7th. Wasn't a fireworks sort of race, but certainly lived up to expectations. Venom now around the final corner to finish in P8. Hardy is going to finish in P9. And Recon is going to finish in P10. Venom has picked up a 5-second penalty added on to his time for having an unserved penalty, so he didn't serve that course when he picked it up. A stop goal. There's a fire. Beautiful. Absolutely flying off as Recon has got fastest lap. No matter what happens, he will have the fastest lap of the race at 1:35.2. He is trying to improve on this though. And around comes the final corner for him as Venom leads the session. It's already complete though. Recon now across the line. He's going to do, I think, a few celebratory donuts. Even though it's for 10th position, he does a few celebratory donuts out on track. And hopefully he'll finish before Christmas comes. There he's across the line in P10, out on track. And Recon finishing there in P10. In-game driver of the day, Killer Blue has been voted in-game driver of the day by the in-game fans. Well done to Killer Blue for picking that up. As we will see the podium celebrations, and the top 3 graphic will come up very shortly indeed as well, I'm sure. As it is, that man there. Amazing Hour. Amazing again in Singapore. Great result as well in behind. Papetum finishing in third in the end. Cohen on penalties getting second. Those are your top 3 coming in at the end of tonight's race in Singapore. We'll try. I know Papetum has been shy. Papetum hopefully will join us, as will Cohen and Amazing Hour. I know Amazing Hour will, because he's got a mic, I'm sure of that. But let's have a full rundown of the grid order and have a look at the top 3 in particular. Amazing Hour taking the win out on track. His second in a row from Belgium last week. He carries on his good form. Could he be a championship contender come the end of the season? Who knows? Cohen in second with Papetum in third. Really good drive that by Cohen as well. He was caught up in a little bit of an early melee. He was 9th at one stage, up to second. Really good drive. Papetum there in third. Penalties just gotten his way, I'm afraid. His pit stop as well. Spirus finishing in 4th with Armady in 5th, Matthias in 6th, Killer Blue 7th, Hardy in 8th, Venom in 9th, Recon in 10th, Legend 11th, Lemon in 12th, Vipes in 13th. The top 10 finish. Bottom 3 don't. The 3 DNFers out on track. But I'm sure the graphics are now going to be coming up on your screen. We'll have a reminder, of course, of where we go next week and what action is coming up for you in just a second. But as soon as I load back into the lobby, I'm going to grab a hold of Mr. Amazing Hour, and I'm going to invite them now into the party. I'll certainly add in the top 3. So LR_Amazing Hour. This will take me a little while, so I'll try and do this as quick as possible. This is why you have Mike in the background, or Kieran in the background, or I'm in the background doing this normally. So I'm just going to have to speak and talk really at this stage, I think, and I'm sure we will get the podium sitters in. I forgot their names. Let's have a look. Look, Etheridge as well. Yeah, Perpetuum, his tyres could go off right at the end. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And traditionally, it's a double underscore, isn't it, in his name? That's why I can't find him. There we are. Right, I'll get KVR Cohen in, and we will get Perpetuum in as well. And of course, next week we do go to Japan. I normally ask my co-commentator what he thinks about coming into Japan, but we'll see how this is going to go for next week, of course. And that is the final race because before we come into the Christmas break and the New Year break. And we will wish you, of course, a very Merry Christmas from everyone here at TTML next week. And I'm just going to invite the 3 guys in. Mike is probably like, who on earth are these guys that's been added into our party? Thank you very much, Luke. Honestly, I really appreciate everyone's fine comments here tonight. It's not an easy job being a solo commentator, I've got to be honest, but hopefully we've tried to provide you with the best action out on track. We have got some of the top 3 coming in right now, and to the man who finished in first position, LR Amazing Hour. And Amazing Hour, it was amazing out on track from you. Talk us through your race.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it was pretty good. The start there was a little bit scruffy. I didn't really get the launch I wanted, and then through turn 1, obviously, I made contact with the Haas, and then got an illegal overtake. That's why I had to back off and let him back through, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, got the head back down after that. Eventually, got back to the head of the queue, and yeah, just tried to build as big of a gap as I possibly could. Obviously, I knew Perpetuum was coming behind. I could see him in 4th, then in 3rd, then in 2nd, and I could see the gap at about 1.2, and I just thought, I've just got to keep him out of that 1 second. As long as I can do that, I should be okay. And yeah, obviously I was able to do that for a little while. Then the safety car came out, which obviously spiced everything up a little bit. I got held by the Haas, which obviously gave Perpetuum the lead, which is not really what I wanted, but anyway. And then, yeah, he made the strategy choice to go onto the mediums again, which indicated to me straight away that he was going to have to stop again, obviously, because he started on the medium, so he had to use a different set or a different tyre compound. So as long as I could keep the gap roughly under 10 seconds, I'd be happy. And yeah, when it got to about 8.5, I think he was really starting to suffer, and just started to close in on him a little bit. And yeah, that when he pitted, obviously he came out back in 5th or something, I think it was. Yeah, and then obviously he made his way back up to 2nd, but 3rd on penalties. But no, just stoked with my race. Pace was great, the car was awesome, and yeah, just very pleased with 2 in a row. So bring on the next one.
Yeah, speaking of that, 2 in a row, you won, of course, last time out in Belgium. How confident were you coming into Singapore? And now, obviously, with you winning, how confident are you going into the next race?
I don't know. I'm fairly confident that I could do it. I mean, coming into Singapore today, the mindset was really the same. It's just, you know, try and put your best foot forward, fast as you can, and if all goes well, hopefully, you know, we should find myself at the front somewhere, and that's exactly what happened again. And obviously, moving forward to the next race, nothing really changes. Basically, like I said, it's just head down as quick as you can. And, you know, obviously all your rivals are going to do the same. I could shake out back in P1, I could shake out back in 5th. And, I don't know, if that's where my pace lands me, well, that's as fast as I am. And, yeah, just have to make do with what we've got on the day. But, yeah, so far, things are going quite well. Very well, actually.
I think you just went into the top 10 as well at the end of last week's race in Belgium. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this could jump you up into about 4th or 5th in the standings. That must fill you up with a lot of confidence, maybe, going into Japan next week. And speaking of Japan, how do you feel you're going to get on around that track?
I don't know. Japan's been a little bit of a weird one for me in the past. It's a track which I don't necessarily love all that much, but I don't know, sometimes the pace is good and other times it's like I'm driving with the handbrake on, so I'm not too sure. The last race I did around there, which was about 2 weeks ago, went pretty well, so I don't know, hopefully the pace I had there can show itself once again, and yeah, hopefully another... well, I don't want to sit here and say another win will be on the cards, but I'd like to keep the podium streak going. If I can do that, I'll be happy.
Podium streak it might be. We'll see how you get on, of course, next week. Amazing Hour. Thank you so much for coming into our interview room. Yes, I'm the only one here tonight, but yeah, go and enjoy your evening. Or go and enjoy your morning, I should say.
Yeah, well, what are we? 8:30 in the morning. There you go.
Full day ahead.
Yep.
Take care of yourself.
Cheers, man. You too.
And now we will move on to the man who finished in 2nd position. It's the first ever interview I've done as well. It's one of our League of Europe friends. It is, of course, Mr. Kvyat Cohen. Cohen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks. You're here. Fantastic result from you in 2nd position. Obviously, Perpetuum having the penalties got you into that 2nd. Talk us through your race out there.
Yeah, I had a decent quality in P6 and did a medium hard strategy, and the safety car came in the right place at the right time for me. And so I could drive the P2 home. Try to get 0 penalties because I know the people around me have penalties. Yeah, I had a good race.
Yeah, it was a really good race, and as you say, I think you were P9 at one stage. You didn't get involved in that early contact, did you?
I don't know if I was P9. There were some incidents around me, but I think I was P6 at the lowest.
Yeah.
I don't remember right. But yeah, avoided the incidents and kept it clean.
Keeping it clean, I think, especially around the track like Singapore, is the name of the game. No penalties as well. That must fill you up with a good deal of confidence.
Yeah, for sure. I always try to keep the penalties at the lowest to maximize profiting from it. So it helped out this time because Perpetuum was very quick on the softs, and I had to keep him behind as long as possible. But it was hard.
And going into Japan next week as well, how do you think you're going to get on around there? Because I think in Division 1 League of Europe, did you score points around there, if I'm not mistaken?
I think I did, but not a lot. I don't know exactly. But yeah, if I have a good quality, I may get a good race. Sure.
We'll have to see how you get on next week. Thank you so much, Koan. I'll let you go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you for commentating.
Very welcome. And that was Mr. Kvyat Cohen, and now that brings the end to our stream, of course, here for TTML Division 1. And it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate by myself for the first time in months, to bring you all the action here tonight for TTML. It's been a fantastic race out on track, and I'm sure these guys will do just as well next week in Japan. Of course, we've got action coming up tomorrow night as well. The Sprint League is going to be happening tomorrow night. Aidan Carter and Luke Etheridge are going to be taking you through the action for that one. A traditional Wednesday night wouldn't be complete without them. Thursday, Division 2 and Division 3. You'll see the debut, of course, from one of our guys in the comment section there in the YouTube earlier on. That's Division 2 and Division 3. 8 o'clock, of course, myself and Mike Edwards, hopefully, are going to be taking you through that one if he arrives on time. And Division 3, of course, is Aidan Carter and Conti taking you through that one. Division 4 and 5, Division 4, Graham Chappell and Callboy, and then Division 5 is myself and Daniel Hoggard taking you through all the action. And then we do it all over again, starting with CWC next week, not CRC. CRC are still looking for commentators as well. If you do want to join up, and if you want to be like me, you can. Just sign up, be a commentator on a Saturday and on a Sunday for the IndyCars and for the touring cars and the Radicals, I believe, as well. But as the end, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go and rest up with my voice as well. Thank you so much to Tom as well for doing all the graphics. As always, it is much appreciated. He puts in so much hard work here in TTML and on League Racing TV. But I will end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe in this crazy, crazy world that we all live in. Thank you so much for watching. I've been James Head. And Cohen, I think, is still alongside me in the commentary box here. So he's been Cohen. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.